Has Thomas Tuchel just made one of the biggest mistakes he could have made already in this World Cup campaign? We're not even there yet, but he has told Harry Maguire, one of the most experienced centre-backs within the England squad, that he is not going to the World Cup. He's not said as much, he's not said it directly, but Thomas Tuchel, in speaking after the game against Uruguay, and the players that have been brought into the squad, has said that there are four more centre-backs ahead of Harry Maguire going into this World Cup campaign. And the names on this list, we're going to get into them here on the paper round this morning. It is the only story that's worth talking about right now because it's so ridiculous. Thomas Tuchel and not involving Harry Maguire. Yes, he likes Harry Maguire. He brings some qualities, he says. He is good in the air. Thomas Tuchel has just told Harry Maguire, you are great for a slab-head moment. That's how I see it anyway. Great from set pieces, great in the air, strong, experience. I've just listened to Henry Winter's piece and what he said about Harry Maguire. I've looked at other journalists talking about what Harry Maguire brings to the fold, brings to this England squad going into the World Cup. But Thomas Tuchel has got other ideas. He is fifth choice. Fifth choice. How can Harry Maguire, who has got the experience he has got, in the form of his career right now for Manchester United, better form than any of these other centre-backs right now? And I will challenge anybody in the comment section to come up with one of these centre-backs that I'm going to mention now that is playing better than Harry Maguire. I'm sorry, sometimes you can say class is permanent, form is temporary. I get it. But Harry Maguire's got the experience. He's got that know-how. He's performed well in World Cups and major championships. And he's in form right now. I don't get it. I don't get Tuchel's approach to this at all. Look, I have been one of Harry Maguire's biggest critics over the years, but he's always turned up for England. Now he's turning up for United, and he can't get in the England team. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, but it makes less sense when you hear the names that Thomas Tuchel actually thinks are ahead of Harry Maguire in the pecking order here going to the World Cup. I mean, honestly, first of all, Mark Guéhi, yes, I get it. Mark Guéhi, fantastic defender. Probably one of the best in the Premier League and the world right now. I understand that shout. It is a no-brainer that Guéhi, not because he's at Manchester City. Now, even at Crystal Palace, he's probably going to be first pick on that team sheet. And that's going off this season, previous seasons. Totally with that. No issue with that one at all. It's when you start moving into the next group of centre-backs and the names on this list where you start to scratch your head and you go, is Thomas Tuchel actually going to bring this World Cup home for England? I don't think so. And you mentioned these next names. Look, Ezri Konsa for Aston Villa, good player. And I think is definitely up there in contention. But to be a definite ahead of Harry Maguire, I mean, come on, it's debatable with Konsa at the moment. I don't think he's playing that good. I don't think his form is that great. He hasn't got the experience that Harry Maguire has got. And when you put it all down on form, paper, everything, when you're picking a player and you're picking the importance on what he brings to the side and what he brings to this World Cup squad, Konsa on his own is nowhere near the same league as Harry Maguire. I'm sorry, for them moments and them leadership qualities, you want Harry Maguire in your team. But no, Konsa is ahead of Harry Maguire. This is when it then starts to get ridiculous. And Thomas Tuchel and his soft spot, he says, for John Stones. John Stones is a good player. But when is this man ever going to be available and play football? This is another Luke Shaw scenario coming around here, where he's just going to be available for international football. You are literally picking a player who isn't playing, who you're hoping can come back and rediscover the form he had, ahead of the best centre-back that England have got form-wise in the Premier League right now in Harry Maguire. And again, challenge me if you want in the comment section. I don't think there's any centre-back playing better in this England squad right now than Harry bleeding Maguire. I don't care. John Stones is a ridiculous shout. If he comes back and plays the last few games of the season for City, then he's in contention because he is a good player. I'm not going to say he's not. But when you're putting him ahead of Harry Maguire when he's not playing, I've got to ask questions about Tuchel again with that one. It makes zero sense whatsoever. Like, why is an injury-prone player who is hardly featured all season ahead of Harry Maguire? You need players, first of all, that are going to be able to run out on that pitch. And that ticks one of the boxes for Harry Maguire over John Stones alone. The fact that he's in better form already, I can't even say that Stones is in form because he doesn't play enough, which tells you exactly how ludicrous this story is. And then you're into the absolutely ridiculous and Trevor Chalobah being ahead of Harry Maguire. Are you off your rockers? Well, he had an hour's worth of experience in a game that England lost against Senegal over, 60 plus caps and umpteen tournaments for Harry Maguire. Thomas Tuchel really is going down in my estimations as the manager and a judge of player and character as well. I'm sorry, I don't know enough about Chalobah's character. I shouldn't even be getting into the conversation about Chalobah's character because he's not good enough. And he's nowhere near fit enough to lace Harry Maguire's boots. But he actually said he sees the qualities of Trevor Chalobah actually looking more useful for him in this World Cup than what Harry Maguire would bring. So to break it down, he's telling Harry Maguire that you're good to come off the bench and maybe put your big slab head on a corner and win us something. You might get in the squad. But Dan Burn has been pulled back into the squad for this next game coming up against Japan now. And that starts to raise even more questions. Does he think that Dan Burn is better than Harry Maguire? I told you this was going to get more and more ludicrous as we went down this list. I was always a backer, and I thought that Thomas Tuchel would be the man to bring us the World Cup. But this decision alone starts to make me think, well, maybe he isn't the man. This is how crazy this decision is, because it's actually making us think that he isn't going to make the right choices within the squad going forward. The centre-back situation is massive for England. It's been a big problem for the national team for a long, long time. There has been one outstanding performer over the previous tournaments who is in the form of his career right now, and you don't want to take him to the World Cup. Questions have to be asked of Thomas Tuchel's selection process when it comes to this. And don't ignore the importance of a centre-back and that partnership. You need a leader, you need a voice, you need experience. And I'm sorry, as good as the other players are, they have not got it. Even if you made a case for Konsa ahead of Maguire, I would understand that. Gehi, Konsa, then Maguire. Not Gehi, Konsa, an injured John Stones, a Trevor Chalobah with no experience, and I'm sorry, Dan Burn. Come on. They say fifth choice. But Dan Burn coming into the squad for this Japan game this week shouts to me sixth choice, Harry Maguire. I would not blame Harry Maguire for flipping the bird out of pure insult from Thomas Tuchel there in putting Trevor Chalobah and Dan Burn ahead of him. Konsa's debatable, like I said, but I would flip the bird, say, see you later, go and win it without me if you can, because I don't think England will. Harry Maguire has to go to the World Cup. It's one of the most ludicrous decisions that I've seen. And from what Thomas Tuchel's saying, the way that he said it, I'm sure you've all seen it. If you haven't, go and look at it. Thomas Tuchel looks like he has fully made his mind up. Harry Maguire sits in the pecking order below all of these players. Ludicrous. Don't get it. Absolute madness. Harry Maguire could win you a World Cup. And let's not forget, penalties. And the one player that you can guarantee on a penalty shootout to step up and score one, and has done it before every time he has been asked that question, you knew, it's Harry Maguire. I don't get it. I really don't. Get your comments in below. This is your paper round. Sorry, the shop was bleeding closed this morning, so I've gone with the best online story on the paper round, everybody. So if you expected to walk around everywhere, I came back in, did this story because it was really annoying me. I needed to do a little bit more reading on it online as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. Get your comments in below. And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button here on Adam FC, and I'll see you in the next video.